this week I will be showing you how to cook the perfect cheeseburger. Okay, I like cheeseburgers. I eat them a lot. I love the song Cheeseburger in Paradise. You'll never ever find a song like that one. So today I'm going to show you how to cook the perfect cheeseburger. Today we have our meat right here, which what I will form into the burger. So what you want is you want the burner on minimum on medium heat. You don't want it too hot. Some people cook it too hot and then the burger smokes. You know, you don't want that. So you want it just at like a 5. Okay. Now first, what I'm going to do first is lay some just olive oil down. Okay. Just going to do that. You know, just a little bit. It was a little too much. Sea salt our pan. We're going to add some sea salt to give this burger some flavor. Because to be honest with you, this meat that we have, it's not that good meat. Okay, it's ground beef. If you want a good burger, you have to use either ground chuck or ground sirloin. Both. Those two are what you want to use for a burger. This, you do not want to use it ground beef. Just normal ground beef, don't use it. Either use ground chuck or ground sirloin. So, but I'm using ground beef today. This is the last of the meat, and I'm going to use it before it goes bad. Okay, and here we have our bun. Okay, but that's for later. All right. So now you want to take your meat. You want to handle it. Okay, get it to a nice, you know, formation, a good shape. You want to make it a decent size because it is going to, you know, shrink up when you apply heat. You're going to want to turn this up just a little bit more because you want it to cook, you know. So you want to make it roughly about the size of your hand. I have a big hand, so this is a big burger, but generally you want your burgers to look like this. Now, unpopular opinion, cooking a burger this way in a flat pan is better than grilling a burger. You want to know why? Because if you cook it this way, the meat soaks up the juice and it gives it more flavor. While grilling, it's on like when you grill it on the grill, the juices don't like soak up into the meat. The juices like fall because it's on a grid. You know, like a grill, you know, grid. If you cook on a grid, the juices fall and you don't get as much flavor, but if you cook it this way. But you can get a flat grill and that'll do the job. Or do it this way, you know. I'm going to do it this way because that's how I do it. Now, you want to feel it. Make sure it's roughly good heat. Wait till it gets a little bit hotter. And then, yeah. And then what you want to do is you want to set your burger down. If you have a grease trapper, put your grease trapper on top. You don't get grease everywhere. And then you just let it sit. After you have washed your hands, don't mind the dirty pan, it doesn't matter. Now, unpopular opinion maybe, I like to toast my bun whenever I make a burger to get a nice crunch. I know this is a tiny bun, but we're going to toast it, okay? So, you're going to want to throw this into your toaster oven, or I prefer a toaster oven because I've stuck a bun in like a toaster and I haven't been able to get the bun out. So, I had problems with that, but you want to stick it in your toaster oven or toaster, whatever, and put it on toast, and roughly, usually it'll have like a toast symbol. You want to set it to like, you know, just there. Not too long, doesn't need very long, otherwise you'll have, you know, charred bun. Now, here's where you can do some seasoning. So we have a good base for the salt. What you want to do is you want to add just a little bit of salt. By a little bit, I mean just quite a bit of salt to the top, so that whenever you flip it over, the salt soaks in and you get some salt flavor. Salt needs a salt. Unless it's ground chuck, then you won't need much. But I added a little extra because this isn't ground chuck. Now, time for the toppings. The only toppings that I like to put on my burger is dill pickles. I prefer big, thick dill pickles that have a nice dill pickle taste. These are what I buy. These are nice and thick, big pickles. So, pickles, and this is a cheese. This is the cheese that you add. Kraft extra sharp cheddar cheese. This is what you add to your burger. This cheese is the best cheese, okay? You don't use American cheese. You don't use that. You don't use cheddar. Use this, brick cheese. Okay? So 3 big slices of cheese. You want it to sit, okay? And you want it to develop a nice crispy edge around it, but you don't want to burn it. You don't want to char it, okay? Remember, let it sit about medium heat and just let it sit and cook, okay? You want a nice crispy edge around it, okay? So that's what you want. I'm going to show you what I mean by a crispy edge. Okay. That's what I mean by crispy edge. When I would slap the cheese on and let that cheese start to melt. Usually it takes 3 slices of cheese to really get, you know, like that. That's what you want. You've turned off the heat. We're gonna let the remaining heat from this pan cook the rest of the burger and melt the cheese, because this pan's hot enough. We don't need any more heat. Okay, burger's done cooking. You can take it off now. Cheese is melted, crispy. It's done. So now what you want to do is you want to plate it onto your bun. Stick it right on the bun. Dig into your pickles. You want to grab 3 big chunks, big pickles. The 3 biggest pickles you can get. This one's pretty good, so I'm going to put that one on just right on the burger. This one is big too. Put that right on the burger. Usually about 3 does the job, because you want to get pickle and cheese and burger from all angles. Okay? Here's a good look. Here's a good 360. Okay. So now, what we have to do is we have to complete it. Usually I wouldn't squeeze the burger. Now, let's go back and eat this. Now, this is my dinner. So, I'm hungry. It is 7:17. I'm very hungry. The burger looks fantastic. This is quite literally the perfect burger right here. It is just magnificent, okay? So, we're gonna dig into it, and I'll give you a rating on my burger. Actually, no. I don't do rate. I'm not gonna give a rating. Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I'm just gonna eat it. Right down the middle. Yeah. Oh yeah. Like I was saying earlier, the meat isn't good for this. You gotta use ground chuck or ground sirloin, but it's an okay burger for this. What I would typically use is ground chuck or ground sirloin, which would make it better, which is what I would suggest. So, this is very easy to make. Doesn't take much. Doesn't take much at all. Don't waste your burger with ketchup, with this ketchup nonsense. And don't waste it with mustard either. Just pickles and cheese. That's the best thing you could use. You know? The cheeseburger is good, nice and filling. Comment down below if you like the food vlogs. Because if you do, maybe next vlog I'll teach you how to make a homemade pizza. Because I can do that as well. And maybe I can show you how to cook good eggs. You know? Some people don't know how to cook good eggs. They cook terrible eggs. We're not going to get into that right now. That's for another video. But 2 possible upcoming videos that might come out soon. Maybe so. If you want more, I'll give you more. If you don't, I'll probably still give it to you. But I prefer to do more food vlogs because I get to eat food, which has kind of been a staple in my channel forever. So I like to keep it up. It's a staple that holds my channel together. You get one less bite. You get the pickle, the cheese, everything. Maybe not one bite, but maybe two. This is more like one bite. Maybe I'll make another burger video since I like cheeseburgers so much. I'll probably make another one using the sirloin. That'll probably be next vlog, so we can get the full experience. But this was still a good cheeseburger. I mean, it was fantastic. So that's all I have for you this week. I don't know what's next week, but we're gonna find out. That's it. That's all. Peace out.